Noisy Pixel.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to another Noisy News Week for the week of April 11th, 2020. Here's where I fill you in on some notable news posted to noisypixel.net this past week. Before I get into the news, I'd like to thank you all for getting us monetized on YouTube. All of our subscribers and our view count kind of finally, after a year and a half, got us approved. So thank you. It's been a long time. We've been doing our best to put out daily and weekly content for you. There hasn't really been a return on it until now, so we're happy to finally make something off of these videos, but apologies in advance because I know that the annoying ads will probably pop up every now and then. So let's move on to the news. The hot ticket item today, Sony announced their new DualSense controller for the PlayStation 5. Hot damn. Actually, I would like to know your opinion on it. To me, I need to hold it first, but it looks ugly. I'm just gonna say. I don't like the two-tone. I don't like the white. When they released the back two buttons for the PlayStation 3 controller, that attachment recently, I was like, oh, this is just the next step into their other controller that they're going to announce. And the fact that it doesn't have the back buttons, those two programmable back buttons, kind of let me down. You know, I was hoping that attachment would be something implemented into their future devices, but it doesn't look like it, and it's kind of a letdown. It looks fine, but it's ugly. We'll see what happens. I need to hold it. Let me know what you think about it. Future hardware purchases. Top Hat Studios announced they will be publishing The Girl from Arcania on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC, and PlayStation 5 in 2020. This is a Zelda-like doujin RPG from a smaller developer, but it looks cool, so I thought I would share it with you guys, and that's coming 2020. Next up, Naughty Dog announced that The Last of Us 2 will be delayed indefinitely due to the early releases triggered by the coronavirus, where some regions are breaking street date. Oh well, what can you do? I can always wait for this game. Without E3 coming, there's nothing really to look forward to over summer, so if I get a July game or a early June game, I'll be happy with that, because typically games don't come out in June or July around the time of E3. Good change of pace. Idea Factory International announced that Mega Neptunia V2 is coming to Nintendo Switch this summer. It's going to be a digital release. I'm sure that Limited Run or them will release some limited physical release as we've seen in the past, so what's stopping them to do this one? Still think that it was Super Neptunia RPG that really killed their budget. That game sucked and no one bought it. Kagura Games, the doujin RPG publisher, announced a few things this past week. They announced that they are publishing the RPG Kozu's Strange Journey on PC via Steam. Also, the doujin RPG Dark Hero Party will release on PC on April 9th, so that's already released. It's available now. I don't know why they would go up against Final Fantasy VII, but hey, there's fans of these games. Also, the next doujin RPG, The Curse of Kubal, is coming west on PC via Steam, and all of these games do have 18 plus versions, and I'm sure they're going to be available on other storefronts, but the Steam version will most likely be the all ages version of the game. Moving on, Deep Silver announced that the Volition developed open world action adventure Saints Row the Third will launch a remastered version on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on May 22nd. This is a remastered release. Just give us a new game, guys. Come on, like, are you excited about this? I should really get into Saints Row, to be honest with you, because Grand Theft Auto got a little too real for me, so I should probably check out the Saints Row series. I've only played about a couple hours of the fourth one, I think, so maybe this is the time that I stick my foot in just a little. Sabotage announced that the Sea of Stars turn-based RPG that is currently on Kickstarter will have music composed of Chrono Trigger composer Yanutsori Mitsuda. God, this guy did Xenogears and Shadow Hearts, and good for them. You know, that's awesome. This game looks beautiful, and I'm excited that some of my favorite developers are working on this project, and I can't wait to hear the soundtrack. Armor Game Studio announced that Jet Lancer will launch on Nintendo Switch and PC on May 12th. This is kind of like a 2D shoot 'em up where you're a ship and you kind of like have to be an ace pilot where you dodge and kind of get out of the way of bullets, but you're on this 2D plane that you can navigate everywhere. It's not like an auto scroller or anything. If that sounds up your alley, you should definitely take a look. Obsidian announced more information on their new Xbox exclusive game Grounded. This is coming to Xbox Preview and Game Pass on July 29th. This game is, I'm not really sure, it's kind of like a battle royale game. Anyway, there's a new trailer that explains this story, so be sure to check it out. These characters get really small, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, for all you old timers out there. Fight ants and stuff. Survival. Inti Creates announced that Dragon Marked for Death will come to PC on April 21st. This is a co-op 2D action game, and I totally urge you to check it out. I know the Nintendo Switch version just sold 120,000 copies. Definitely the PC version is where to go because I believe that this game needs proper co-op communication, and the Switch never gave that to me. I typically just got on the phone or got on Discord with my friends when I played it, and now I can get it all on the PC. The developer also announced new DLC with the Empress coming to Blaster Master 02. She is a playable character in the game beginning on April 21st, and you can kind of replay the game as her and do new things. It's a totally new way to take on the campaign, and that's typically how Inti Creates does their DLC characters. Square Enix released part 4 of their Videos Inside series for Final Fantasy VII Remake. This goes over music and all of that good stuff. By the time this video posts, the game will be out, so please let me know how you feel about it. And if you're enjoying it or not, I would love to discuss it with you because I will be playing it as well. Emu revealed a retro mode coming to Streets of Rage 4, which is releasing on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC at some point. I don't know, they haven't announced anything. The game will cost $24.99 though, that's for sure. This retro mode adds all the old characters from the game into the new campaign and gives all their movesets to it, and they have pixelated version of themselves. I believe it raises the roster up to 17 playable characters. These characters are unlocked throughout the normal campaign. Sounds cool. NIS America announced that they will be releasing Giraffe and Annika on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch on August 25th. This game previously released on PC. It's kind of like an adventure puzzle game. Pretty short. It's kind of almost 4 hours, 5 hours long, but it's getting a physical release, and I would love to pick it up on Switch. Watch the review if you haven't. It's on the site right now. Next Studio announced that Crown Trick has closed beta preview codes for Steam available now via their website. You can play the game from April 15th through April 22nd, and I totally urge you to check this game out if you enjoy roguelike dungeon crawlers. It's a turn-based game. It's more action-focused to where your turns flow throughout the battle instead of we're Sharon the Wanderer or Pokemon Dungeon. You kind of take one step at a time. It's kind of slower paced. This one flows so seamlessly through each dungeon, and the amount of weapons that I found in the game when I got to play it was pretty large, and I'm excited to kind of jump back in and put a few more hours into it and definitely give my feedback to you. So expect a preview of that game on the site. Lightning Rod Games announced that their puzzle adventure of Fold Apart will launch on Nintendo Switch and PC and Apple Arcade on April 17th. This game is about long distance relationships. If you can relate, you kind of check on these characters and choose when to or how to react to certain things, and there's different endings, and it's kind of one of those emotional journeys, but it's indie and it looks really cute. Looks like it's gonna make me cry. Speaking of things that are gonna make me cry, moving on to visual novel news. Studio Ellen announced that they will publish the Salty Studios developed visual novel First Snow on PC for free. So check it out if you haven't. This is kind of a emotional romance, and it's a Yuri visual novel. Also, Sakai Games announced that the key-developed visual novel Clannad will receive a physical release on Nintendo Switch in the West through Limited Run Games. The pre-orders are available on April 14th, and they will last 6 weeks. The Collector's Edition is a 1-to-1 version of the Collector's Edition available in Japan many years ago, so now Western fans can finally have a chance to own that in the English language. And this game was one of my personal starts into the genre, and I'm sure now many more people will be able to experience it just because it's a physical release. It's available digitally now if you can't wait. Wraithseeker announced that their visual novel RPG project, Eternal Radiance, will launch on Steam Early Access on April 14th. This game is looking good. It's had a rough start. It's also in development for PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. It had a few failed Kickstarters, and they're definitely looking for the feedback from players to make it the game that they were hoping that it would be. The character illustrations look amazing, and I'm mostly looking forward to what they do with the battle system and the environments and how they incorporate that into the narrative. So it's coming on Steam Early Access. If you want to check it out, it'll be there for you. Manga Gamer announced that the 07th expansion developed visual novel Higurashi When They Cry, How Chapter 8 Matsude Bayashi will launch on PC via Steam and Manga Gamer in the West on May 14th. I know a lot of people are looking forward to this game. It's the final conclusion. As I'm told, I have not read any of the series. Maybe I should. I probably should. The visual novel is like $8, I believe it's launching as. So if you haven't, I think there's a bundle on sale right now where you could just read all of them. And from what I've told, it's a pretty good one. Moving on to features, we have a Fairy Tail interview with the producer on the site, going over all of the improvements made after the delay of the game recently. Please check it out. Possibly go to the site because the full interview might be up now. So, surprise. Reviews on the site. We have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign, Control the Foundation, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Biped, War of Visions, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and Creature in the Well on PlayStation 4. That's it. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Wash your damn hands. Thank you so much for making this possible. Bye.